Welcome everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us today in this webinar. My name is Pragati and today's webinar is about the Salesbox features. You'll learn about how you can maximize your sales revenue using the Salesbox features in Teleduce. This webinar will be presented by Ms. Meena H, who is our Customer Success Manager. She'll give you an in-depth analysis of the Salesbox features. And if you have any doubts regarding the topic, kindly type them in the chat box panel and we'll be addressing them during the Q&A session. Over to you, Meena.
Hello everyone. So thank you Pragati for a lovely introduction. So as rightly said by Pragati, we will be covering the topic about Salesbox, which is typically known as Teledue's lead box, and we'll see how we can maximize your sales revenue with the lead box or Salesbox. So today we will be covering up how you can manage your leads from various sources. Also, how you can leverage your multi-channel communication, so that is SMS, email, call solution, also WhatsApp. We'll see how we can create tasks, meetings, and do timely follow-ups. We will also see how we can customize our lead box for improving our business efficiency. At last, we'll see how we can generate reports as well. So let me share my Teledues account with you guys and see how we can start with Leadbox. So as we all know that we have different sources where we get the leads from. Also, we have different ways to upload a lead or add a lead. So when I say different ways, there are 4 different ways. 2 are manually attending or manually adding up the leads into the lead box, and the third option is to use the bulk upload the data, and the last option is to get the leads from different sources like social medias or other places via APIs. Let me just show you how these 4 things work quickly. So for manually updating, we have 2 icons, that is new, which is there towards your right hand side. So this is the new icon, and one more icon you have is the quick lead. Okay, so you can add quickly a lead with their name, mobile number, and the requirement. Okay, so once the lead is added or saved with new or quick lead, you will be able to save it, and the lead box looks or will look something like this. So now, what are the information that you can add up over here? Based on your industry or based on your requirement, we can do the customizations up here. Slowly, I'll show you how you can do customizations also. So here, what are the things that you can upload or you can maintain? If you belong to a real estate company, definitely you can see if you can bring in the requirements, like whether based on your project. So if you're into real estate and you have 7-8 projects, and based on projects, if you want to maintain certain information about the leads in the lead box, yes, you can do it. Or if you belong to a healthcare industry and based on your healthcare industry information you want to add up the information, you can do that. So when I say healthcare industry, typically you'll see whether you want to go for an dialysis or an x-ray details, or if you want to see whether they are into they are coming up to your place based on departments, you can do that. If you belong to a HR industry or if you're into recruitment and something, you can definitely get into informations based on the recruitment also. What this candidate is looking for, what kind of industry or what is his CV belongs to. So all this information, little information that you can upload up over here. We have the option of drop downs. You can select multiple options in one drop down. You can type in the information if you wish to, or you can decide upon you if you want to create a field with the example of date and time. You can do that also. Okay, so this is how you will be able to update all the information. So once the information is done, what are the things that you can do with the lead? One thing is, we all know SMS, right? So many of us will be wondering, what does SMS do here? So whenever you are adding up a lead, you want to immediately send a SMS, or based on the conversation that you are having, if you want to send a message, short message to them, you can just write it and you can just click on send. Or if you have already a template in the content manager, you can select the template. To see how to add a template or how to save a template in the CRM or in Teleduce platform, you can watch my previous video or previous webinar video that I have already recorded, and it's available in YouTube. So you can definitely send out an SMS. You can click on WhatsApp. So how does WhatsApp work? You just click on this. You'll be redirected to a web version where you'll have to scan the information there, and the web version opens. You need not have to worry about saving up the number or not. Directly a pop-up will open, and then you'll be able to send out the SMS. Now coming to the call option, how does the call option work? When you trigger the call up here, you will be receiving a call to your number which has been received or which has been upgraded or configured in your profile section. Okay, so when you are doing that, you will get a call. Once you answer it, the call will be triggered to Mr. Hemant. From there, the call starts recording and you will be able to see the call logs, everything available in the call logs. Now coming to the last communication icon, that is email now. So we have two options here for emails also. Either if you have a Gmail account and you want to integrate Gmail account or your Outlook account to send and receive the emails, bang on, you can do that. Here also we have forum name. So if I want to have my name or my company's name, I can do that. Subject line. Now again, if you're really interested in typing up the email content, you can do that. Or if you want to select one of the template, you can do that also. So this template has already been saved from my team member side, so that email is already available. If you want to do any changes or if you want to add BCC, CC, all these things are available. If you want to attach the files also, you can just click on attach. It will redirect to your local drive from where you can attach the files. Also, if you, in case you want to do personalized emails or anything as such, you can just click on the field. You can select n number of fields. We don't have any restrictions. You can do that. You can select the name and then you can send it. Okay, currently I have not integrated my Gmail, but if I integrate, I'll be able to send it from my account only. This is how you send out an email. So all these activities that has been done with Mr. Hemant will be captured in activity log. Let me give you an insight on how activity log works and how and what are the information that will be captured in activity log. The 4 communication channels which I said, SMS, WhatsApp, calls and emails, will be captured up here. Along with that, the static fields that are available. When I say static fields, if I want to assign this lead owner, I can assign it to anybody else. That will be captured here. That lead owner was changed from Meena to Vimal or Vimal to Partha. Those information will be captured. Apart from that, like lead stages, lead source, industry, all these informations will be updated in the activity log. You can filter it out based on SMS that you have sent. In SMS, it will be capturing both WhatsApp messages and normal SMS that has been triggered from the same platform to the client. Or if you want to see how many emails has been triggered, that will also be captured here, along with the information when the email was opened from the client side. Apart from this, if you have triggered any call to Mr. Hemant or any other customer of yours and you have taken the call solution and you are triggering the call, that call log will be available for you here, that these many times the calls has been triggered and on these particular dates the call triggered has been happened. Apart from that, we have other 3 informations like updates. The updates which I told you about, the changes of stages, owners, or if there is any notifications that has been triggered, all these informations will be there in the update icon. Apart from that, if there is any task that you have created for Mr. Hemant, when I say task, we have multiple tasks. I'll show you how to create multiple tasks as well. that also can be filtered out. Apart from that, if you have maintained any notes for this Mr. Hemant, you will be able to filter the note also up here. So let me show you how to create the task. So we do a lot of follow-ups with our clients when we are getting leads. As in, when we get leads, we do a lot of follow-ups. For example, we do payment follow-ups, we do proposal follow-ups if we have shared any information, or we'll see if we can have a management meeting with them, or any other sort of information or follow-ups that we want to do. We can create it. Now here we can create two types of tasks. So the first task is for the future follow-up, or if you have already finished one or two calls with him and you want to just give an update, that also can be done. So assuming I have already spoken to Mr. Hemant on 10th of September at around 9:30 a.m. It was a call, and the task was I have to send the proposal. Okay. So this task has already been created, or I would say this task is already completed. Okay, so I'm just going to save the task that I have already completed this particular call, and I'm going to save. Okay, it's going to take that information in. Now, if I want to create the some other task for 18th of September by around 3:30 p.m., and I'll give him saying that call back for payment follow-up. Okay, now I'm just going to give a save button, because I just want to talk to him on that particular date, saying that I'm looking forward for your payment. Now, if I want to receive this as an auto call, because I have the calling solution with me, so I'm triggering this as an auto call, and I'm triggering this. Irrespective of my system is on or off, or I am in front of the system or not, the system will shoot the call to my number. Okay, so that's when I have saved this as an auto call on 18th of this month. I'll be receiving an auto call. Once the call is finished and I have spoken to this person, I will be coming back here and I'll be marking this as completed. Apart from this, if I'm maintaining any notes, right? So I'll be maintaining notes saying that he will be making the payment, or he will be deciding by 17th September. So some information, something like this. I'll be able to save that also. Apart from this, if I want to create any multiple notes, I should be able to do that. Okay. So coming to meetings, so we all know as a salesperson, we all do a lot of meetings. When I say meetings, we have both the meetings like video conference meeting, the current one, what we are doing, or the location based meeting. Now I have to meet Mr. Hemant in his office in HSR layout, and that is a location based. So if at all he's in Whitefield as well, so I just have to I just have to give the location and decide where from what time to what time I'll have to meet him. And this task is assigned to whom? Who are the attendees? Now, this feature is very interesting that if I want to invite Mr. Hemant on his email and I want to send this information to him, I can add his email ID and give the description that we will be meeting at so and so place and time. This will be the agenda of the meeting, and I can save. If I have already finished a meeting with him, I'll just have to give the date of the past. So instead of 16th or 18th September, I'll be giving 4th or 5th September, which I have already finished the meeting. I can give the description and save, or mark it as completed and save it. So these are the informations that I can create the meeting as well. If not location based, if you want to share video conference based meeting as well, you can share the Google Meet, your Zoom Meet, or any other invite link here, and you can save it. So moving further, So here you will be able to add the files. So when I say files, we do legal compliance with our team and we try to upload the information up here. Apart from that, if in case you are collecting any information or any documents with related to Hemant and his company, you can store those information up here along with the description. So you might be having the question of what is the size of the file. Each file can be updated as 10 MB, or consolidatedly if you want to update the file or a zip file, that also should contain around 10 MB. And you can give the description, whatever the information that you have it in the file, you can give the description in it and you can save it. So coming to location, so most of us do a lot of field based meetings, right? So if you want to capture, if you want your salespeople to capture the location based on latitude and longitude, just tell the person to go and submit the location of Mr. Hemant or your customers. He will be able to capture the location, and you will also be able to see based on latitude and longitude where exactly does Hemant's office is located. Okay, so you can utilize this feature as well. So these are the informations that also will be captured in activity log. As and when you or your sales team members are updating the things, it will be available in the activity log. Now coming to other features like filtration, or how business owners can see other users' informations. For example, we have the entire Teleuse platform is user based or based on subscriptions. We all know about that. So what is the difference between a business owner and a user is nothing but the rights. Whereas a user will be able to see only his leads, whereas a business owner will be able to see all his leads. Similar to my account, I will be able to see leads for all the other users, like other salespersons. If I want to see for Sagar, Partha, or Vimal alone, I will be able to see them. So what I have done is I have filtered based on lead owner. So I am clicking on filter. I am filtering based on lead owner, and I have a lot of people who are working under in the organization, and I'm going to just click on search. Now if I want to save this, as I can save, and I can click on save filter. Now this particular lead owner's leads will be available for me here. So whenever I want to search only for Ashwin, I'll just click on the quick filter, and then I will be able to see the leads. Similarly, if I want to see for Sheetal or Vimal, I'll just click on their names because it's already pre-filled and I have already created the filter. Now for Sheetal, I want to see this month lead. So again, I want to create the date and see if I want to see only for 15th of September leads. So I'll just click on search. So on 15th of September, she has around 7 leads and she has around 2 users, and she has around, yeah, so these are the informations that she's having. So I'll be able to see how many leads are in prospect. Furthermore, if I want to see based on source, I can do that also. So source contains Facebook. So yeah, so there are totally 3 Facebook leads of yesterday. So like this, I can do multiple filter, and also I can save the filter as well, or I can update the filter. Now, if I want to export something as a business owner, I can export. If I want to export only these 3 leads, I'll filter them out and I'll export it. Now, if in case I want to filter all leads, like in consolidatedly, I want to filter everything at one shot, I can do that without filter. Okay, now I have finished around filter and export option. Let's move on to quick lead, which I have already explained in the beginning. Coming to import CSV. So import CSV is the option where you bulk upload the leads. Okay. So for bulk uploading the leads, you will be requiring a template. Okay, so you have to export the template. Once you export the template, the template looks something like this. Okay, I have added the lead owner. So while you are exporting the template, or when you are importing the filled template also, make sure that you are updating 3 important things. That is the lead owner, the mobile number, and the first name. For importing from our side, the mandatory 2 fields are the lead owner field. Lead owner is nothing but the user ID that has been provided to you while you are logging into Teledue's account. Mention that email ID and the client mobile number. Name is optional. If you want, you can really upload it or you can ignore it. So now I have just saved this, and I will be exporting, or I will be importing this particular file right away. Make sure that this file is in CSV format and save it. Now I'm choosing I'll have to choose the file. I have chosen the file, and this lead goes into default, and I am allowing duplicate numbers. If you don't want to allow the duplicate numbers, you can you can uncheck box this. If you want to allow the duplicates, you can allow it. Also, there is something called international mobile numbers. If you have clients with different countries, like if you have it in US or UK, you have to add the prefix of that number in the Excel file itself. For example, if it is US, it goes as +61, and if it is India, you have to add +91. If it is UK, you'll have to add +44. So similarly, if you want to add it, you will have to checkbox this. As of now, I have given the number without the prefix, and I'll be uploading it. Okay, so once you have uploaded it, it will show you the file as valid or invalid leads. Let me tell you when it happens, the invalid leads. If you have duplicate numbers and you have not checked box, if you don't want to allow it, so all the duplicate numbers will come as invalid leads. Also, if you have given wrong informations, like 11-digit mobile numbers, or you have clicked on international numbers but you have not added the prefix, then it will take as invalid. Or if you have not given the correct email ID in the lead owner column, that is the column A, then also it will take as invalid lead. So how will you know what is the exact reason for all these invalid leads? Is you just click on this particular download from the action, just download this file. You will get the reason, the entire invalid leads list, along with the reason in the last column. Just go towards your right, you will get the last column where you will have the information why it has not been successfully uploaded, or it has been invalid count. Okay, so this is how you will be able to upload or import the leads, bulk import the leads. Now let me show you the one which I have uploaded. That lead which I uploaded in the name of Priya was in my email ID only. So it will be available for me in my leads here. So I hope you are able to see the lead up here. Okay. So this is about importing CSV. Apart from that, we have column selector. Column selector is nothing but the things what you are able to see, like email ID, lead owner, lead assigned by, lead referred by, or the source stages. So these things I have designed it for myself. If in case you want to design it for yourself, you can just click on a column selector and see what you wanted from up here, and then you can remove if you don't want something from here and save. Whatever you want to see will be visible for you in the front. Based on those information also, you can take a call. Now coming to the action icon here. So what does this action icon do? So from here also you have the 4 communication information like call, email, SMS, and WhatsApp. Apart from that, I have something called convert to customer. So we want to know when did the customer onboard us, or whether we want that customer or not. So that is when we convert to customer. You can click on convert to customer and give the information that has been asked for, and you can save it. Once the lead is converted as a customer, you will get the green tick up here. Apart from that, we have something called assign lead to. Now this information is available for the business owners. If you don't want to handle this lead and you want to assign it to someone else, you can click on assign lead to, and you will be able to find out the person's name so that you can assign. Or you can also forward this lead. Now forward lead is usually available, or usually is used by the customers who are not having Teledues account but they want to send it across to certain person. So when does this help is when you want to share this particular person's information to accounts mail ID. So basically we won't be able to give the or we might not be given the Teledues subscription to the accounts team. So this information can be shared to accounts team, saying that these are the details that you have to raise for the accounts team. Either you can create the template already, or you can give the information up here. Now this is the company name, and if you have anything called GST or something like that in the fields in the lead box itself, you can select that particular information and you can mention all these things. Based on this, create the invoice or create the information, whatever you want. You can maintain this and you can send it across. Either you can send it across by email or by SMS. Both the things are available. This is how forward lead actually works. Coming to mark as referral. So now reference, getting leads from one of our friend or family member is also a lead for us, right? So we can mark them as reference also. This is also one of the source. Now if I want to mark Priya as my referral, and this has been referred to me by let me just see if I can have my own name. Okay, so with this mobile number, I should be able to search someone who has referred me to Priya. Or I can take Hemant's mobile number and mark Priya as reference because Priya has been referred to me by Hemant. This information I can mark and I can save it. Okay. So as you can see, I have marked Mr. Rajender by this lead ID or by this person. Now, if I want to see who has referred this person, I can click on that. I can see that this was referred to me by someone called Pooja. So this information provides me that leads are coming through reference source also. And in the action item, the last icon is the delete lead. This delete option will be available for business owners only. Now, in the beginning of the webinar or beginning of the lead box information, I was telling you that this information can be customized. Let me show you how you can customize and how where exactly you can do the customizations, other configurations as well. The last icon is the customization icon. When you click on customizations icon, there are few things that you can do the changes upon. So we have autoresponders for SMS, email, and call connection. So based on sources, when I told you that we can capture leads from various sources, that is social media or any other places that you currently have, like website or Facebook or LinkedIn, all these places we can capture the leads from. So whenever a lead is coming from these API sources, you can configure the autoresponders for SMS, emails, and call connections as well. Okay. Apart from this, we have lead notification also. If you have assigned any source to particular salesperson and he wants to receive an SMS or email on that, you can configure that also. Coming to lead box customization, the main purpose of this is you can add the sections. Not only currently for our company, we have 2 sections. For your company, based on your industry or something, you can create multiple sections and multiple fields. Let me show you how to add a section. Just click on add section, give a name of the section and give the description. This will not be typically visible for you, but you will be able to see what exactly you can add the description for. Coming to field, if you have already added a section and you want to create fields, multiple fields here, you can click on add field. You can give a field name. I'm giving as, and I'm going to select the section. So whichever sections you have created, all the sections will be available for you over here, and you can select the field type. Now whether you have to decide whether you want a text box where you will be able to whether we will be able to type in there, so you can decide the length, the letters that you want to save including a space, and whether that particular field should be a numerical field or both alphanumeric field. You can decide upon that. Similarly goes with drop down also. In drop down you will be giving the entire drop down list from where the salespersons or the person who is using the lead box will be able to select the information. If you want multi drop down option also, you can give multiple options where they can select one or more options for that particular field. And apart from that, we have text area where we don't have the restrictions of characters, and you can make it as mandatory field, like this particular field has to be filled. You can make it as mandatory, you can give it as inline filter, or you can make it as read only after the information is filled. If you don't want to make this mandatory while you're talking to the client, but while they are converting to customer, if you want to mandatorily get this information, you can mark this for mandatory only while converting. You can enable the field masking as well. So as a data security part, most of the customers or most of the clients, what they ask is for masking. You can enable field masking. The primary two masking from backend you have to request is for mobile number and email ID. Once these two fields are marked or masked, you will be able to mask any other fields in your lead box. Okay, so this is how you will be able to create the field customizations. Also, we have lead stages. You can you can change the lead stages as per your requirement, and you can mark as negative also. If you have lead loss, no response, invalid, disqualified leads, all these to be there in lead box, but in a separate bucket, you will be able to mark them as um, negative also. And we have something called update stage by order. So for example, if you have 15 to 17 lead stages, and you want your users to go stage by stage, like for example, until and unless he is in stage 1, he cannot jump to stage 10. He has to go to stage 2, stage 3, 4 and 5, and then either he can go to 10th stage or 6th stage. So you can update stage by order and then save it. Okay, so you can decide upon that also. This has been recently um, released. So this is about the stage order. Apart from that, we have lead dashboard. So let me show you how and what lead dashboard looks like. Everyone here wants to see information very quickly, right? Even me. I don't want to sit and do more of filtration work. So I just want to see there is number of users. When I click number of users, I want to see which are the leads that this particular information is there. If I don't want to see this, I want to see 2 open leads are there. So I want to see what are those 2 open leads. So like this, if you want to create, you can create it in the option called lead dashboard. By default, we have given 4, the first 4, or if you want, you can create your own also. For creating your own, you can click on add tile. Make sure this particular information is available only for drop downs, not for text box. Okay, if you're giving a text area or date wise or something like that, that won't work. It will be available for you in drop downs or multi drop down option only. Okay, so for these informations you can create it in one series or in one tile. I mean in one screen you will be able to see for 6 tiles. Okay, so you can see 1 2 3 4 5 6. If you have more, you can go swipe right. Okay, so I have around 9. So for first this thing I'll be able to see 6, and the next one will be able to see 3. So this is about the lead dashboard. You can add or you can delete whichever you want to see or you don't want to see. All whatever you will be able to see up here will be able to click. It's all clickable. Now coming to the lead API. So you might be having a contact us form in your website, or you have a just dial get get response or a post response from any other social medias or any other integrations that you want to create. So now either ways we'll be giving you the API. So if in case you're good in technically or sound and you want to create an API on your own, you can create an API on your own. You can decide the lead owner set. When I say lead owner set, this is based on round robin solution. Any lead from this particular source you want to create and you want to assign the lead based on round robin, you can create that. Map the fields, select the, make sure that source is added in the source area and then lead is added. Default stage is also triggered. Add the fields whichever you want to capture. Okay, whether you want to this will be your teledues fields where you want to map, and this will be your API field. You can map it and you can save it. Once that is saved, you'll be able to edit it anytime you want. You can download or you can duplicate this anytime you want. Okay, so this is how you'll be able to create the APIs, or you can create the configurations also. Also, if you want to add, see, as I told you that Facebook, we are sending out to Ashwin and Sheetal based on round robin. So similarly, you will be able to create on your own as well. So this is about the lead box and lead box create configurations. Apart from this, if in case you want to see this month lead or quick filters like today's leads. So today how many leads have been assigned to me is only one. So if I want to see all leads, like all leads, all closed leads are nothing but the converted leads. And apart from that, if in case I want to see all invalid, so those things, those stages which are marked as negative and you want to see them, all those invalid leads will be available up here. And yeah, apart from that, all the deleted leads, as the business owner alone will be having the information about deleted leads or will be able to mark as delete, it will be available for you here in the deleted leads option. Okay, so now let me quickly show you the task option also. So any task that has been created from your sales team or yourself will all be available in the task option. Okay, so sorry for that. So coming to tasks, so today or in the future, whatever task that has been created for my leads or for anybody's leads, I will be able to see and I'll be able to mark as completed. I'll be able to see what all the things that I have to do with this client. So for example, if I want to click on this particular person's lead owner or the account executive is someone who's completely different. Okay, so let me just show you for the lead box. Okay, so this was Mr. Anand's information. This lead owner is Sheetal, but still I'll be able to see because I have created task for this particular client. So all these informations I will be able to see. If in case I want to refollow up with someone, I can do that. So there is this perfect test house to whom I have to call and remind her for something, and then I can give a call from here, or I can mark it as completed also. If in case I want to see what all the things that has to be done to this customer, I can click and see what are the things that has to be updated. Okay, so this is about tasks. So as a business owner also, if you want to see everyone's task, okay, you can click on all task. Again, the same thing goes on, like creating any task apart from leads. If you want to create any task for someone or create filters, if you want to export something, you can do that. If I want to see this particular person's information and what are the things that has been done, I'll be able to see that across up here. So these are the leads for all other people, and I can mark it as completed as well. If I want to see only today's tasks, all today's tasks, I'll be able to see that also. So this is how I'll be able to see, and I'll be able to see what are the tasks that has been created by other agents also. Now coming to reporting part, let me show you a lead dashboard. So under lead dashboard, you will be able to see based on lead owner the stages. Okay, how many total leads are there, how many got converted, what are the based on stages, how many what are leads are there in each stage, and all the information like lead closed by source, by team, total revenue that has been generated. All these informations will be provided to you. This is based on this month. If you want to custom the date based on previous month and you want to see, you'll be able to do that also. Apart from lead owner, if you want to find out based on other drop downs also, you'll be able to do that, like designations, or based on sources, which is really important to see which source is giving you more leads. So we are having currently LMS, scheduler demo, and channel partner one. So similarly, you will be able to see the information. Again, you can export this into a CSV format as well. Now coming to next set of report, which is productivity report. Okay, so if you want to see salespersons wise the graph of theirs, you'll be able to see something like this. Okay, so he has sent out 3 messages, 78 emails, and 630 calls he has been making in the month of September. And he has done first meeting 8, 9 have been completed, and total created were 9. So there is one more meeting which is still not completed. So similarly, you'll be able to see for other salespersons also. So this information will be reflecting to you as and when you are creating the or updating the lead box. And apart from that, we have something called a productivity report, where you will be able to see in depth, like for example, the activities that the person has done along with the rankings. Okay, and the tasks also you will be able to see how many SMS task, email task, and call tasks were created, out of which how many are pending, overdue, and got completed. All these informations you will be able to see. Similarly for meetings also. So if a new lead is created and very first time he is creating a meeting there, you will be able to see that as a first meeting. And if he is creating multiple meeting tasks for his reference, and that becomes the follow-up meetings. Okay, so this information is about the productivity report. And one last report that is available is a comparison report. So what happens in comparison report is nothing but if you want to compare between salesperson A and B, you as a business owner or a admin will be able to do that. Now row should be 1. Okay, so lead owner and lead stage. Okay, let me go for advanced comparison between lead owner. I want to select Sagar and Akshay, and lead source all, and I have applied. So information about Sagar and Akshay for me will be visible up over here. Okay, so what are the sources that he has in this one? If I don't want sources, I'll go with the lead type. Yeah, hot, cold, warm, and junk. So this is how advanced comparison. Instead of source, let me go for stages and apply. So I clicked on advanced report, and I'll be able to see how many leads they have been handling and how many are in proposal and other details. So if I want to see what are this what are these leads, if that's actually a clickable link, when I click on that report, I'll be able to see Akshay's 5 leads. Yeah, so these are those 5 leads which are available here in 5. And similarly, if I want to see Sagar, this 1 lead, I just have to click there and I'll be able to see that. Yeah, I'll be able to see which is that particular client who is there in number 1. Okay, so similarly, these are the reports you can compare between 2 persons. You can export this as well if you wish to. Okay, so these are the informations. And yeah, so these are the reports you will be able to see based on created date. Okay, so let me just wind up the session with one last information. So let me give you the information about the integrations that we currently have. That is social media, you will be able to connect via Facebook and other landing pages which supports LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, or Instagram. And apart from social medias, you can consider in social media even websites. And also we have based on industry wise, that becomes the marketplace. Industry wise, we have India Mart, Trade India, Justile, which is common platform. Apart from this, if you belong to real estate, we have 99, Sulekha, etc. And if you are with some other edtech or something like that, we'll help you out with those integrations as well. Coming to email, we have Gmail and Outlook. And yeah, apart from these are other informations which are interconnected with other features in Teledius platform. So this is all about maximizing your sales. You can see that you will be able to when you do timely follow-ups, you will be able to follow up with clients and get more revenues. So this is all about today's webinar. I hope you all are clear about how you can utilize Leadbox and get more revenues. Pragati, over to you. If in case you have any questions, you can ask.
Yeah, thank you, Meena, for the insights you have shared today with all of us. I think that was a really in-depth session about Salesbox and about the usage and functionality. I request all of you to post your questions if you have any, and Meena will answer them.
Yeah, you want us to post it in as a message, is it?
Yeah, you can also ask here, no problem.
Yeah. I have actually a couple of questions. To start with, let's say the mobile number which you have seen. So, how do that integration of that mobile number is done? Let's say like I have a number already, a mobile number which is for my company. So will that be feeding that information? Will that be the number for receiving and for incoming and outgoing calls to be used, or is it something else will be given by you? That is my first question.
Okay, so Anil, you are asking me about the website which the number will be displayed, or the calls that you want to trigger from Leadbox?
No, calls it has to be triggered from the Leadbox, not from the website. Yeah.
So the calls that will be triggered from Leadbox is the we will be assigning you a number, okay, from which you will be able to make the calls.
Achha, so how do you make the call? Like for example, you have some dial pad or something, or we integrate the mobile. I mean, how is it done? Because like let's say you said I can assign about 3 users and me, so me as the business owner. So how do you the incoming calls? How will it happen? In case if say one of the user has to give a call and the number remains same, how that been done?
Yeah, let me do a live test call with you. I have your contact number up here. Okay, I am calling to my number, and you will be receiving a call from my end. Okay. You will be receiving a call from 8067519084. And that's the number you have been calling to me also.
I can.
You got a call?
Yeah. So you mean to say they have to connect to the system, and then through that system they have to make a call. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah, understood that. Understood. So now let's say. Sorry. Now the second question is connected to the same thing actually. So we already have put another number already in the website. So there will be some calls or leads coming through that number. So what do you suggest? You suggest us that need to be changed to the number which you give it to us, or is there any way we can integrate the existing number only into the system?
No, we can do the existing number only. So what happens is we will be sharing you the landing number from which you will be able to receive the call also. Okay, so whoever is calling on to your existing mobile number or any number which is there up in the website, from there you will be doing a call forwarding to our virtual number. From there you can assign any number to, like, press 1 for ABC, press 2 for XYZ. If you have people who can attend for press 1 and press 2, you can assign 3 call forwarding numbers. That becomes your inbound calling.
So how do I assign that ringtone? Whom shall I contact to have those things?
Contact our
Ringtone.
support team. You can contact our support team for the configuration of inbound number.
Okay, okay, that's all. Okay, that's all. And the integration, the Facebook integration and the other integration also, we can do it ourselves, or in case of any problem, we need to get in touch with your technical team. Am I right?
Yes. So for Facebook account, if you are looking forward for Facebook integration, there are certain pre-requirements of the Facebook requirement that you should be having a business owner account or a business account, basically Facebook business account, and you should be having a active ad page running there. Based on that, you'll be able to just click on the integration part. You can just click on connect, and you will be having certain allow permissions. You'll just have to allow it, and it will be connected.
So the same thing which you in the briefing you said. Let's say there are verticals. There are businesses which will deal in 2-3 verticals. So in case if you wanted to have that kind of a division, that is also feasible in the software. Am I right?
Yes, so that's what I showed you. We have something called a separate section in the lead box called Facebook ads. So whatever the page you are getting from lead box, so you say you have 12 pages or 12 verticals. So each verticals is having certain pages or page numbers, right? Or they would be having certain campaign names with them. That information is captured up here.
Understood. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. When you click on Facebook, this information will be automatically generated in the system.
And the last question, sorry for this, repeated questions. I just want to ask you, let's say in my case, you are aware my accounts are created. So these numbers and everything is already activated. I mean, I can start using them right away.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. That's all. That's all from my side.
Thank you, Anil. Pragati, is there any other questions?
Yeah, there's a question from Mr. Karthikeyan. It's in the chat box. Madam, as of now, I'm dealing sales-related communication by mobile and email. How do we have to track it? You can see the question, right?
Yeah. Okay. Let me just.
Hello, madam. It's me, Karthik here. I'm the one who forwarded this question.
Yeah, Karthikeyan.
Actually, I'm doing a blue metal manufacturing plant business. In that, most of the communication of sales is happening via mobile, like through over the phone, and as well as maybe on MNC companies we are dealing with emails. These two are the major things. But as a owner, I need to track all my sales related communications. Either myself will speak to the customers and my managers also will speak to them. But I want all the sales communications will be tracked somewhere to get their contact numbers and their details and how to track it.
Okay. So all the calls you currently are doing with your personal numbers, or you have an official number, or how is it?
No, it's all happening by their personal numbers, not with an official common number.
Okay. So we have inbuilt cloud telephony. You can set that up for your company. Okay. So that all the calls, as I told you, all the calls will be recorded in the system, so that anytime you want, you will be able to hear the recordings as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So for more information, you can drop in your contact number and email ID in the chat box. Our person will give you a contact and get your requirement.
Okay, sure. Then I'll send my details in the email.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Any other questions, Pragati?
No, it's not there in the chat box. But if you guys have any questions, you can ask if you want. I think there are no more questions.
Okay. So we can wind up, I guess, Pragati, in that case.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Meena, and thank you all of you people who took your precious time out for this webinar. And we'll see you on our next webinar, which will be on 24th September. Make sure to join us there. Okay. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Meena, and take care and stay safe from all of the Core Factors family.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.